In this video, I want to talk about 5 things that make a man choose you effortlessly. Now first, why is this important? Well, this is the step he needs to take before he can truly fall in love with you for the long term. He needs to choose you. But there's more. While writing some of my books about relationships, I interviewed a lot of couples, and what I've noticed is that in relationships where the man chose the woman usually felt very happy and fulfilled because the guy was still putting in big efforts, even after decades. Why? Because he loved her so much. And that is always better than when a man treats the relationship like a free trial subscription he can cancel anytime. I also studied our human history to understand how we fall in love and how relationships have formed over tens of thousands of years and what we can take from that and apply today. And in this video, I will share some of that with you. But here's a clue. He has to choose you. And not just during the dating phase. In great long-term relationships, the guy keeps choosing his woman every single day. Now, when I say a man chooses a woman, I don't mean she cannot make the first move, but he does need to have a moment where he thinks, yeah, this is the woman I want. I'm going for her. And then he begins the chase, the pursuing in the mating dance, so to speak. And these steps, the choosing and the chase, the pursuit, are really important. If they are missing, there's a high chance he will lose interest and she will feel unfulfilled. It's how men are wired. Things that are just handed to them are not very valuable. And things that stick around, even when these men are not putting in any effort, also not very valuable. And I'm sorry for being so brutally honest here, but that's what my channel is for. Giving you the truth and an inside look at the male mind. So let's talk about 5 things that make a man choose you over anyone else so he can then fall in love with you. If you are new here, my name is Geert. I'm an author. I also go by the pen name Brian Knox. I write about dating, relationships, and other topics. And here's the first one. You make his life better, not worse. For example, by staying away from unnecessary drama. Sounds like a no-brainer, right? But it's not. For example, if you watch any reality TV dating show, whether it's about forming relationships or a bachelor picking his wife, or even just a bunch of people thrown together for other reasons, you will always see at least one woman making a man's life harder with drama. And then she wonders why he loses interest, or why he picks, in her opinion, a less beautiful woman over her. Well, drama is the answer. Men hate unnecessary drama more than anything else. It's just not worth it. Drama makes his life a lot harder. He might tolerate it for a little while, but soon it will drain his happiness and he will call it quits. And I'm starting with drama because if it's there, it won't just stop a man from choosing a woman and falling in love with her. It can even make him unchoose her. And yes, I know some men bring just as much drama on reality TV and in real life, but let's be honest, they are not a great choice either. And just to be clear, having standards, setting boundaries, telling him what you need, and even having a difficult conversation does not equal drama. It's all about how you say it. It's perfectly possible to communicate these things without any drama, and I give many examples in my other videos. But if you just do this, if being with you feels easy without unnecessary drama, you are already standing out, because men value this a lot. There's already enough drama in his professional life. He doesn't want any in his love life. And you might feel the same way. The second key ingredient to him choosing you is that he needs the space to actually make that decision. The decision to go for you. And for that to happen, you cannot be the one chasing him. You can make the first move, but after that, let him take the lead. And I know some women don't like to hear this, but biologically, this is what works best. If you look at science, evolutionary biology, and even different cultures throughout history, you will see that men are almost always the pursuers during courtship. And there is a biological reason for this. Women, for example, have to be selective from a biological standpoint because choosing the wrong man could have serious consequences. Contraception is a very recent invention compared to the 300,000 years that we, as Homo sapiens, have been around. And before contraception, being intimate with a man often meant dealing with long-term consequences. And that's why, historically, most women were very selective, especially before sleeping with a man. And according to some scientists, this is one of the reasons why men are wired to compete for female attention, because women have always been very selective. That's why men instinctively try to win your interest. And they do this by showing signs of strength or social dominance, meaning popularity and power, or wealth, or even humor, which is often linked to intelligence. And you see this in plenty of other animals too, where males go out of their way to impress the females. So if he wants to work for your attention, why not let him? Especially if that actually makes him very happy. And here's the key. A man will not keep putting in effort for you unless he has chosen you first. And when you allow him to put in effort, it naturally pushes him to make a choice. That's the key. It helps him decide she's worth it. By being selective, you give him the space to make that decision. So how do you do that then, being selective? By playing hard to get? Luckily not. There's never a need for this one. Don't play hard to get, be hard to get. But at the same time, you still need to be attainable. More on that in a minute. But for example, don't sleep with him on the first or second date. Even if you would want to, act like contraception does not exist and wait. That is, if you are serious about him. If you would like a committed long-term relationship with this specific man, then wait. Also, remember, you are still making up your mind about this guy. Not because it's a game, but because these things do take time. You don't truly know him after just 1 or 2 dates, even if you spend hours talking. At that point, you only know the image he wants you to see, and all the projections your mind is creating. You might think, yeah, but he's like this and our future might look like that. Yeah, if I gave you $1 for every time a woman was wrong about these 2 things, you would be a gazillionaire. So please, give it time. However, like I said, remain attainable, and that's ingredient number 3 to help him choose you. Have you ever wondered why a lot of physically very beautiful women have a very difficult love life? Well, one big reason is that they seem unattainable to most men. Most men are actually too intimidated to pursue them because they assume they don't stand a chance. And as a result, the only men who approach them tend to be players or guys with inflated egos. It's best not to chase him or pursue him, but you can make the first move or show you are interested. That there's a green light. That you are interested in getting to know him better. That he has a chance. And I think you should. So first, we will go over how to do this before you've even kissed him, and then I will explain ways to help him choose you when you have been dating for a while or even in a relationship. Because again, that step is crucial for him to truly fall in love with you. For tens of thousands of years, this is how the mating dance before the first kiss played out. Women signaled interest, but didn't appear too available to maintain their value. And the key to attracting high-quality men lies in this delicate balance. So how did women signal interest then? Well, one universal way has always been eye contact. Brief but repeated eye contact. So more than once. And by the way, this is a mistake I've seen some women make. They look once and then they never look back. At least not when he sees it. The second and third time are crucial, otherwise he may think you don't like him. Looking once is not enough, unless you are dealing with a player. Afterwards, you can add a little flirtation, like a subtle smile for example. And then, if you are lucky, at some point he will find an excuse to talk to you. You will have given him enough green lights at that point. And when he does talk to you, whatever it is he says, that's the first time he makes that very important choice we've been talking about. He felt the fear of rejection, probably a lot of it, but he decided, she's worth it, I'm stepping over it. All thanks to the green lights you've been giving him. Men love a challenge, but only one they can win. If it feels impossible, they won't even try. Only players or men who've practiced on a lot of women don't feel this barrier and don't need any green lights. Now, once you are talking, another sign of interest you can give him is a light touch here and there and paying more attention to him than the other people in the group. And that's about as far as you need to go. If he's interested enough, he will find an excuse to get your contact details and to take things from there. And if you are interested in him, just keep giving him the green light. Another great way to help him choose you, number 4, is to let him do things for you. Whether you are dating or already in a relationship. And this has been around for tens of thousands of years as well. The classic damsel in distress is a great example. It gives the man a chance to step in. Whether it's carrying something heavy for her or offering her his jacket so she stays warm thanks to him, the hero. And if the woman wasn't interested, she simply wouldn't let him help. An example of this nowadays can be seen in the gym. Picture a woman training with weights and a man thinks, oh, this is my chance to go talk to her. So he walks over to show her a better way to hold the weights. Yeah. Now, here's where this gets interesting. If she does not find him attractive, his help is about as welcome as catching the flu on the first day of a well-deserved vacation. Step away, leave me alone, don't talk to me, and don't even look at me. But if she does find him attractive, she may allow him to help her. And that's another green light. She might even say, thank you, I couldn't have done this without you, even though that's not true at all. And allowing him to help you remains important deep into a long-term relationship. Speaking of relationships, that brings me to number 5. Give him a safe haven. As you may know, masculine energy, something both men and women have, though it's often dominant in men, is all about achieving and reaching goals and fighting for them and solving problems. Yeah, these are all pretty stressful, and he will be in this mode most of the time. So there is already a lot of stress in his life, and the last thing he wants is more stress in his relationship. He's looking for a safe space, and being a safe haven means giving him a space where he feels understood and appreciated and respected and loved without judgment. So that means not constantly critiquing him, for example. If the relationship makes him feel valued and encouraged and supported to go after his goals, you make it very easy for him to make the choice we've been talking about. And when that happens, falling in love with you, that's the natural next step, because you might just make him feel something no woman ever has. Now, just to be clear, this safe haven is about emotional and mental space. It doesn't mean he expects you to take care of the entire household, for example. In fact, as we've seen, he loves doing things for you. What he really wants is for home and the relationship to feel like a safe space, a place where he can just be himself and where he's respected and loved for that. And here's the best part. The safer he feels, the more effort he will put into the relationship, because he will want to make sure that you feel safe, respected, and loved in return. These were 5 important ways to help a man choose you day in and day out, which will create the space for him to truly fall in love with you for the long run. If you want more, you can check out my other videos over here, or you can visit brianknox.com. And of course, there's even more in my books on Amazon. Just type my pen name, Brian Knox, in the search box. And hey, thank you for choosing this video and for choosing to stick around until the very end. I really love it when you do that. Seriously, I make these videos for you, so thank you, and I hope to see you in another one.